What I wanted to do with Independence Day, an alien scavenger hunt game, shoot 'em up kind of cursor idea, click on it, a text commentary. I ended up doing 250 of them or something. Put in a picture, see the resemblance. I wanted to point out the production goof. That at the bottom of the trash can it says Art Department. So there are so many more things that Blu-ray has opened up.
Hi, I'm Scott Hetrick. Van Ling is a visual effects artist who's worked on many of James Cameron's movies, including Titanic and Terminator 2 and The Abyss. He was a pioneer in bonus features dating way back to Laserdisc with the definitive Terminator 2 special edition and all of the iterations that have come since on DVD. He also was a pioneer in menu design. In fact, Van was the very first winner in our Video Premiere Awards in 2000 for his menu design work on The Abyss, and he followed that up by winning the very next year for his menu design work on Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. I had an opportunity this week to talk with Van about his latest groundbreaking work on the special Blu-ray Disc edition of Independence Day, being released on Tuesday, March 11th.
Hi, I'm Van Ling. I've produced the 6 Star Wars movies on DVD, as well as Terminator 2 and The Abyss. I did the first Terminator 2 disc in Blu-ray. This here is the main menu for Independence Day on Blu-ray. I actually created all the menus and the special features for this title almost a year ago. The features are still ones that I don't think have been done before. In this particular instance, there are 54 chapters, as there were on the original DVD. And one of the things you can do in Blu-ray, for every one of the 54 chapters, you could pull down another sub-menu. If you remember that you left off when Russell Case lands on the road, click there, and it'll take you there. There's effectively 432 chapters, and you have a text description of it. This kind of idea can, of course, be applied to a whole slew of things. This is one of the really cool things you can do with Blu-ray. In Java programming, BDJ programming, all of that text is generated in graphics, so that it's relatively easy to program and change the text. One of the other features that people have tried playing with in Blu-ray is the idea of the personal scene selection, or the bookmark, to use the memory of the player to remember a point, any point in the movie that you want to specify. You can just hit the bookmark button, which on this particular title is hitting the 1 on the remote. When I push the bookmark, the number 1 to set a bookmark, a little graphic drops in and basically tells you what marker is being set. I was able to actually create a little animation. That in and of itself is something that a number of other discs have done, but there's just a number assigned to them. If you're saying you want to bookmark your favorite scenes to be able to jump to them, you have to remember what the numbers mean. I tried something different. I'm having the system programmed so that it remembers not only what chapter it's in and how far into the movie it is, it also gives a description. As I switch through here, you'll see it change in the corner, the text over here, you'll see it change to tell you where in the movie it is and what's going on. The system will also tell you how many bookmarks you set, and that number will change as you delete or add bookmarks. One of the other things that we tried to do was to take the concept of keywords, which some other discs have tried to do as well, where you want to find, for instance, every scene that has Will Smith in it. I've created an interface that allows you to find some 102 keywords in the film. For instance, we'd want to go here to Smith, Will Smith, go there, and that will give you all the scenes that he's in, and not only the scenes and the elapsed time in the movie that it takes place, it also gives you a description of what's going on in the scene. You can go down and find Steve drags the alien in his chute. Pretty much anything you can look for, from actors to action scenes to characters, they're all listed under here. If you think about for other films that are franchise films, for instance, say the X-Men films or the Star Wars films or those kind of Harry Potter, it would be phenomenal for fans to be able to have this kind of access for their favorite characters and their favorite scenes. The longest process on doing this disc was going through and finding and marking all of these things. As a film student and a film fan, as well as a professional, I had a great time going through and finding and marking off all of these things so that other people could then access them very readily. And then the good folks at Panasonic Hollywood Laboratories, or PHL, did the BDJ programming on this for me. And what I was able to do was to give them a massive timecode list of information and the text that I wanted to go in for the descriptions for every single one of them. and there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. So they were able to program all that stuff in. Sometimes the menu audio can get annoying every time you hear a click and a whir or something like that. And so what I did here was I put a button to allow you to turn off the audio for the menu. So that's a kind of a preference setting. These are more utility things, because I think that it's one thing to have a lot of flashy games or a lot of interesting special features. It's another thing to try to make the enjoyment of watching a movie easier, to be able to allow you to navigate and to do various things. I pay attention to the online theater forums and try to listen to see what people like and what they don't like.
That's all we have time for in this video. Be sure and click on our other videos of discussions with Van about other special features on Independence Day. I'm Scott Hetrick. We'll see you next time here on HollywoodandHighDef.com.